Hi, welcome to a new unboxing dedicated to a new FPV racer, a 250mm category size. This is the E-Turbine TB250. So when you will receive it, you will have two transportation bags, one associated with the radio command, one for the quadcopter itself. So the transportation bags are nice, they are solid and protect very well with some internal foam that's pretty good, and two pretty light transportation, it's always good. So what also you will find inside. Okay, here is all the setting, all the contents of the transportation bag. So I will start with the radio. The radio is a Devo 7, so it's a large model, okay. In my point of view, a little bit heavy, but you can, with largely grab it, so it's pretty nice. You will need 8 AA battery to feed it, thanks to it, or you can feed with some rechargeable NEMH one, it's possible. But personally, I'm using more a live battery, not a LiPo one, a live. I got an output voltage a little bit lower, okay, so you won't damage the internal voltage regulators. So this one got a lot of switch button. One here, okay, kind of two-way with a return, automatically return on the last position to the central one. A two-way here, a potentiometer, a three-way here, two-way, and here the last three-way. In practice, in Open Pilot, because you have a CC3D board installed on the quadcopter, only this one is tuned in Open CC3D. Okay, so it's a large model with a large display, okay, and it comes with the original deviation operating system. Okay, so this one is really good, and thanks to the receiver installed, the last Walker model, including a diversity system, so with 2 receiver antenna, you can expect something like up to 1 kilometer of control range. Okay, so what you will have with the quadcopter itself. Here, the quadcopter, so came into red color. It's very similar to the Chin model. It's, I guess, the same company or factory who designed it, but there are some difference between. I will say that the common thing are the arms, okay, the bottom plate with the foam protecting inside, and the motors, okay, but the rest is a little bit different. The front design is different, and the choice of element here, instead of carbon or at least some glass or fiber plates, here you can find on the top, you can find only an aluminum one. So I think it will increase the total weight. The thickness of this one is between 3 millimeters, as you can see. Okay, the arms are in plastic, not in carbon, so it's a pretty hard plastic. Seems to be durable, but it won't be as strong as the full carbon plate for sure. So the thickness is around 3 millimeters, okay, with some lateral protection to enforce the structure. You will find until some specific turbine motors announced to be 200, 300 kV or 200, 500 kV. I'm counting well, it's written very small. And well, they're attached with some banana plug here, that's good. And the AC, as you can read, are announced to be 12 ampere. I don't know the max peak amperage, probably some 15. And they are attached to the power distribution board through a GST. So it means that if you break an arm, it's pretty easy to exchange. You just need to unscrew this X screw there and to detach the banana plug here, to detach the GST connector, and voila, you can swap with the new arm pretty easily. On the front, you will find the camera module, an FPV module, so with close to 120 or 140 degrees of field of view. You can notice that the camera module is a little bit inclined, a positive one, because when you will move forward, it's better to catch the horizontal line. I will estimate the angle close to 5 degrees, nothing much, but if you remove the upper plate, I guess you can tune this and to increase if you are flying more aggressively. On the rear front, you can find the huge LED, very bright. I will show you. I can turn off the quadcopter, and the XT60 connector is installed vertically. So as you can see, it's pretty light, even in strong daylight like I have today. You can see it, and you can see how strong are the lights. The two very strong LEDs on front, a big large one on rear, so it's perfect FPV racer, ideal for FPV and night flying. That's pretty good news. Anyway, so I can give you the thickness of the lower plate. The lower seems to be in glass carbon or glass fiber, not a carbon one. And the thickness is around, well, if I press, because there is a foam protecting, around 1mm25. Okay, you have a foam protecting the bottom part in case of hard landing, I guess. That's always a good initiative. Anyway, the lower is also playing the role of a power distribution board, so you have a lot of connectors. For example, here you can find some probably some plus 5 volts, if it's not wrong, or directly the 12 volts. So, well, you can see the different element, and I'm looking for some other connection behind. As I said, the GST connector are directly soldered on the power distribution board, but you have a GST connector there. Anyway, on the front, all the LEDs, rear or front, are attached with some micro LED connector, and here I hope you can see you have one of the two small antenna of the diversity, one front and one is installed behind this cable, so you have a real diversity system. That's pretty good. Okay, the red central part is the CC3D board encapsulated into this red box. So you can see here some different ports, and I would say the more important is this one already. This is the receiver port already installed with the Wildcat receiver, and on the central part you can find, maybe you can see here, you can find a mini USB plug installed on bottom, so it will be through this interface we will be able to tune thanks to OpenPilot software. Okay, so by default it comes with the OpenPilot firmware, but you know now CC3D board can welcome a base flight, clean flight and beta flight. That's pretty good news if you want more stability or more advanced parameter. It will be possible now with the CC3D board. Well, what I can say, I can give you the weight. It seems to be a little bit heavier, thanks, unfortunately, due to this metal part. So out of the box, the weight is 387, okay, with a LiPo which is a 1500 milliamps per hour, announced to have a discharge rate of 25 C, okay. The total weight is 495 almost, okay. You have to attach it on the rear part like this. You have a Velcro strap, okay. It can slip maybe inside, so you have to tune the center of gravity. I will expect to add something on the bottom part of the PDB to not let the battery slide inside, okay. So it should be molded a little bit. Inside, also on the top of the flight controlling board, you will find, thanks to the antenna, the 200 milliwatts video transmitter. You have the list of the frequency supporting, of course, the 32 channel there. So the 4-band, 8 frequency per band. And I found that it's almost impossible to access to the dip switch because it's just located beneath this part. So you will have to remove the tape to detape it to change your video frequency. That's a pretty annoying point. I don't know why they didn't enlarge this part, or I don't know. It's not well. The positioning of the video transmitter is not the best position in my point of view. It should be localized more on the bottom part, on the rear part. It will be more easy to access to it and to change the frequency. By default, it's tuned to the A6 frequency, so a Boscam band. The 700 TVL camera, it's pretty good. I will make a small demonstration. The light sensitivity as well, the field of view seems pretty good. So I will turn on the FPV racer. Okay, I will use this FPV monitor to see. Okay, you can see the large image. That's pretty good. The light sensitivity as well. I hope you can see. The field of view is great. I think it's there for FPV racing, and I've got some strong daylight outside. I hope you can see, and the illumination. I will perform some video outside, but the transition of the light seems not bad at all. I like it a lot, and no interferences in image is pretty clear, and wow, I like it a lot. And as you can see, the LEDs are so strong. Okay, that's a good news. One point I observed out of the box when I plug it to Open Pilot, the arming sequence was not done. So it was impossible to harm your quadcopter. So I had to set it by. I will show another video. I had to set it explicitly to right to harm the quadcopter. There was no arming sequence given by default, and I will also give all the default parameters, the PID setting, etc., and maybe propose to more optimize. And probably I will install more clean flight or beta flight later. Okay, after some deeper testing. Anyway, this is. A very cheap entry model FPV racer. Out of the box come in RTF model, so the transmitter is a little bit large, but the video receiver, the receiver, the 2.4 GHz part, use a Walkera product with offers close to 1 km of range. Definitively a good point. No telemetry, no SD information, but anyway, it's a basic one. I guess you can probably install a small OSD information with you have a free pins there. Maybe you can interface a mini OSD inside. Well, not full carbon at all. Nothing in full carbon. So some extra weight. Probably because the carbon frame was too expensive, but I regret this pack at this point. No carbons, and the deep switch of the video transmitter very hard to access. Anyway, it's a very low entry model, something like $200, something like this. And but I think it's a pretty strong, powerful model. The main question is how crash resistant are the arms. It's an open question, but in the worst case, the maintenance seems to be pretty easy. What I like is the camera, the FPV seems good, strong LEDs on front, extra strong LEDs on rear, and wow, it's complete machine and out of the box to do nothing except the arming sequence was not done by default. Okay, thank you for watching. Expect some more video about this model. See you next time. Bye bye.